I'll go back.
Go up.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm kind of surprised that so many people didn't realize until last episode that we were fighting game fans.
Yeah.
I think we mentioned it more than Dark Souls fighting games.
We've made quite a few like hints. Like the
Also, hey, here's Brauner.
Everyone knows about Shoryukens.
And Brauner.
Thanks for my thanks to my magic.
She's really happy about that.
She's just pleasant.
Mm-mm. Jonathan just spewing some bullshit.
Blood and souls. It's all you're ever about, Brauner, isn't it? Blood and souls. It's all you care.
Yes.
Oh.
I like that.
It's gonna go all Nosferatu on our asses.
Oh, jeez. Ew.
Now that's a problem. So this is Brauner. He's kind of tough, but he's weak to Holy and I think a Whip. No, he's not weak to Whip. He's just weak to Holy. He has a few paintings he can do. This one, if any of those touches you, you get all stoned.
Word, dog.
That's my favorite quote in the game. Oh, this one curses you.
Oh god.
That one I've always found the hardest to dodge.
That one's really hard to dodge. But yeah, when he summons a painting, he goes, "The painting of the soul." It's pretty good.
He's got a really nice Picasso there.
Thanks. I'm using the Holy Whip's super attack. This one's also hard to dodge. This one poisons you.
I see.
I could have just walked. I would have been fine. He's pretty resistant to dark. I shouldn't be whacking him with this book. It's pretty useless.
Mm.
Oh yeah, those blood splashes or painting splotches hurt you if you touch them. Kind of a neat boss, I guess. He's kind of obnoxious though, especially if he does that painting. You see, I could bounce off it, but oh boy! And here. Oh, my mana was getting drained. I just used the super attack, and I happened to finish him off. This pro techniques brought to you.
It was a good boss fight.
Thank you. I worked real hard on it.
I bet it was your first try.
It was my second try because the first try the recording got corrupted.
Oh. What is a man?
Birthday.
Oh jeez. Screams!
Oh no, Death was the bad guy all along.
Who could have known? Oh, Dracula. Oh, they're gonna revive Dracula? Okay. In a Castlevania game, they're gonna revive Dracula. I don't buy it.
Are you sure this is canon? This looks familiar.
Yeah. Good old staples. Castlevania staples. I bought a box of those once.
I was gonna say I prefer my local staples.
Oh, okay.
I use staples.
There's a couple things in this room.
All time.
Got some foie gras. I think is how you pronounce that.
Foie gras.
Foie gras. Got the max HP.
Nice.
And one more thing in this room. Oh. I'm too mobile. Oh shit, money.
I was gonna say.
And if I know my Draculas, they always hide stuff right around here.
I thought I saw dust. Yeah, there it is.
Speed up.
This is a really nice spell. It gives you a huge boost in speed. It's a lot like a soul that I don't think I've shown off yet because I haven't finished that movie yet for Dawn of Sorrow. It's a lot like that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, it also hurts stuff?
Yeah, it doesn't do much damage, but it's damage enough. It's enough to clear like really weak enemies.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, we're gonna go back here real quick. I wonder why. Oh, it's that thing I mentioned a long time ago. Look at Kaiser Knuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaiser Knuckle dance.
Punching at the speed of sound.
Yeah. Last couple dialogues here.
So you're gonna fight like a baby Dracula?
Yeah, it's like a half Dracula. Did you ever see Akira?
I did, yeah.
It's like the end of that, but on a lot smaller scale because he's just not fully formed yet.
It's still gross.
It's nothing like that. What the fuck I'm talking about?
I hope it's not, because that shit was gross.
I'd also like to mention that I was being facetious last episode. I don't care if people correct me if I'm wrong. I noticed people correcting me but being kind of sheepish about it. Like, I don't give a shit, please correct me.
I'll yell at you.
Man, I really want potions.
In that case, it's actually pronounced correct. I'm sorry, but...
Correct. Yeah, I was with my bro the other day. We just co-wrecked this chick. It was... it was sexual.
Wow.
No wonder he's called a... Oh, it's a true story.
Oh god, look at him.
The reason why I'm stuck here for so long is because I was actually laughing really hard because I forgot what he looked like in this game.
So you just got back from Hawaii. He's just like, hey.
That was a huge surprise to me.
Oh. God.
Uh-oh.
A joint attack. That was never mentioned in every book. I like, why would that be mentioned in a book? It's like, oh, by the way, sometimes they have a joint attack where they fight at the same time.
Wait a second, they're breaking the rules.
So this fight can be pretty brutal because you have to pay attention to both of them, but at the same time you can hit both of them, do damage.
God, this looks insane.
It's pretty crazy. They also do a ton of damage.
I thought it was a really neat boss fight, though. I mean, it's just...
It's definitely different. I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's a neat... It's like really like fast paced. You gotta be able to know what you're doing, but...
Yeah.
I remember them being a pain. Mainly because I didn't do what you're doing, which is attacking both of them by using like the Bible and shit. I was just like focusing on Dracula, and that took me forever.
Oh, that attack pretty much kills you no matter what. Each of those little bats does damage, so he just goes through you and they each hurt you.
Oh god.
It's not necessarily instant death, but it really hurts.
You don't get any invincibility frames after you get hit?
Not on that attack.
I like how his coffin is like sitting next to that bed. So instead of being buried or something, they put him in his coffin and then just laid it down in bed.
Well, they figured he'd be getting up soon anyway. Also, if you hang out around the ceiling too much, like I was doing, ooh, this is also a pretty brutal attack. Because, yeah, also each of those hurts you a lot. What was I saying?
The less of those sickles you kill, the more energy balls come out of them.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Death just did if you hang out at the ceiling too much, he does a different kind of slash to kind of catch you. And, no matter how well you're doing in this fight, sometimes you can just kind of...
suddenly die.
Yeah. Like, you can just get gangbanged like that, and it's just over. So what I ended up doing after a couple attempts is I actually put on the, see how I'm taking about half as much damage? I put on the Ancient Armor, which makes it so that every damage you take takes off like a tenth of your health. I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head.
I think it's 10%.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that make the bats completely just...
It means no matter what, the bats kill you, but everything else does a lot less damage.
Yeah, see, like, he was taking 180 originally, now he's only taking 60.
Yeah. So, like I said, like, if this was hard mode, it'd be even more useful. Just chugging them potions.
Oh, did they both die at once? Oh.
Look at Death. Oh. I thought he was just like, yeah!
Yeah. We're just buds. Man, the emulator hates this.
So now...
Was this in your book?
Yeah, yeah.
So now when you kill Dracula, do you get Dracula's armor? Because you killed Death first?
Oh, I get it. This is true Dracula. And normally he does so much damage. But not anymore, bucko.
Should eat your foie gras. Just in the middle of this crazy fight with Dracula, you should get yourself some goose liver.
I did in another failed attempt. So this attack is why I went and got the Kaiser Knuckles. What happens is this. Oh, jeez. So you have to punch these hands away, and if it starts shaking, then that means that they're gonna clamp down on you, and it's pretty much assured death if that happens. Because it clamps down on you, and without the ancient armor, it did about 550 damage to me, and then it like grinds your bones to dust afterwards. So even if you have the ancient armor, you die. Maybe with really fast timing, you could chug potions. Yeah, he has tiger knees. He's kind of like insectoid. I don't know. Oh, also showing off this, someone mentioned this. You actually can go to recently equipped stuff. It's just way out of the way. You have to push L in the menu.
Well, that's not so bad, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's useful here when I'm switching weapons like this. I don't... Yeah, I don't know if it's number of hits that makes him stop, or
I think it's number
damage.
of hits, because otherwise using this highest damage thing would be better, but if you try to use a greatsword, you would die.
And here I got sick. I got sick of switching, so I just said fuck it and tried the whip, and he actually almost crushed me there.
Oh.
And there. So it's alright though. Everything worked out alright. And there we have it.
Oh, his little wings.
Wings.
Right back in.
Too bad, pal.
Good teamwork.
She's complimenting them.
Yeah, they're so pleased.
You did a good job. I'm gonna write this in my book.
I'm gonna write this in a book.
That way, future generations who fight you will know.
You know, if I was a Dracula, I just wouldn't have a window in my room. No, because this seems to happen a fair amount in Castlevanias. Nope.
Well, see you later, bub.
Adios, friend.
Had a good time, pal.
He already said pal.
Damn it.
Sucks to be you, Tiger.
Oh, you shouldn't tell Jonathan that. He'll tell you exactly what he wants you to do.
So here's a nice, long, drawn-out end sequence with the most generic music. It's good that Wind talks to us before his daughters he hasn't seen for hundreds of years.
Oh, there's surely you? Oh, I didn't notice you were there.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't even look at him? Yes, my dear.
His eyes are closed.
Sorry I'm a ghost now. I mean...
You know, I was thinking about this during this scene. It's actually pretty good that they were turned into vampires, because hundreds of years later, when they're unvampire, they're just fine now. They didn't, like, age or anything.
Mm-hmm. And neither did their dad.
He just ghosted it up.
Mm-hmm.
A little dramatic on that one.
Oh my god, and his last words were to us too? Really? God. I just realized both of those things. This is sick.
Jonathan, Charlotte, you're the children I always wanted.
Sobs!
Worm.
That's right.
It's a happy ending.
Nope. It's an anime ending. After all.
Yeah, they looked real concerned.
Oh, Vincent. Oops.
Was that the monk?
Yeah.
They just left him in the castle.
And I don't recall... I think you get a slightly different cutscene if you didn't cure his vampirism. I think like, it either just like ends there, or he walks up and he's all vampy.
They're probably like, oh wait, Vincent was in there. That's alright, he was a vampire.
He was a vampire. That's dangerous. Yeah, credits.
Yeah.
Woo, staff.
This is a little disorienting because I have my top screen over to the left of my screen, and so when things go up to the top of this screen, they came from the bottom of that screen. So I was worried I was missing some stuff, but it all worked out in the end.
Nice painting.
Shigeru Yorio. Oh no.
Oh no.
You'd egg.
You'd egg.
You'd egg.
This is what it's come to.
This is how it goes.
Making fun of silly sounding names.
Oh, Japan, won't you ever realize that you can just have a normal sounding name?
Just grow up and get real names.
You don't have to be Hiroto Yamaguchi. You can be Stephen Nicks.
I was really hoping
that
Wynn's painting would be him as a ghost. That he's painted him as a ghost. It'd be more canon.
or less. Good job, Tagishi Wara. Them sounds.
Good sounds.
It all sounds.
Maybe I could have put these in a separate video.
No.
No. We're doing it live.
Are those roses or puppies? Is that a three-headed puppy?
I'm gonna say it's roses and not a three-headed puppy.
I think it's a three-headed puppy.
What about those?
I don't know.
A three-headed puppy.
I don't know how many heads that puppy has.
You and me. In parentheses. Oh, it's up here. Oh boy, here he comes.
I'm just so unhappy. Everybody else was like, yeah, and he's just like,
painting of the soul.
I spilled blood on my painting.
As much as he paints, he actually hates paintings. That's why he's so sad.
I don't know what's up with this blank one.
That's Dracula. You can't paint Dracula.
Oh, right. They don't show up in paintings.
Oh, yeah. Maybe while scrolling up, you can draw on it.
Maybe those were all mirrors.
Oh, maybe. Well, here's another one. This is for Vampire Vincent, I guess, then.
No, it's for true Dracula.
What I think those might actually be for are the two... We have a couple sets of hidden characters.
Oh.
That we have yet to unlock.
Crispin Freeman?
Yeah. Why not?
There's Alex Gordon.
Yeah, those were the only people who worked on this.
Yucky.
Yucky.
Isn't it a Japanese thing where they have nicknames instead of real names?
Hold on, the best thing.
Oh.
Okay, I said it a little early, now I'm full of myself. You sound like I'm just full of myself.
Yeah, you're an ass.
Here it is. In case you forgot. There it was. And now it's gone. Well, it actually stays over on the top screen, but... Hey, join us next time for Questmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Do it, because I'm going to have to put a lot of work into it. So watch it, please. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.